Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the CDL podcast channel. In this episode today, we're going to do the compare first, but it's going to be, as you see on the bottom of the screen there, it's going to be strictly Rostermania talk. We're going to be building fun rosters that we want to see, but also going to keep them or try to keep them at least a little realistic, maybe based on some rumors that are out there. If you guys enjoy this one, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. If you're on the audio platforms, drop a follow, drop a 5-star review. Brad's getting ready to move. He's golfing for one last time with the people back at home. He's getting ready to move. He moves next week to a new spot for college. So he's not here this
Yep.
week. Should be back next week, depending on how settled in he is to his new place. And then we should be all good. But Brock, we're going to kick it off with the compare. And then we're going to do
Let's
all
do it.
roster talk. Which player averaged a
Wait.
higher number of hardpoint engagements per map? Ashy or
Oh
Cell?
man.
This
Wait.
is probably pretty. I think it's Dashy.
Probably. Probably about the same to be honest, but
I
I'm
want to go
down for
Dashy.
Dashy.
It was Dashy. So he was, about six
Oh,
more
wait.
engagements.
Oh, actually, that was more than I thought he had.
What is this question? Which player has a longer drought since their last top four champs placing? Ace or Brezzy? Well,
Isn't it?
Brezzy was BO4.
Hicks was BO3? No. Yep.
World War II, he
Or
got
two.
first. And then BO4, he didn't. And then he was done in MW19. So longest drought is Ace because World War II compared to BO4.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a weird question. Which team has a higher average win percentage against phase in the CDL
No.
all time? NYSL/C9 or Surge. Well, C9 got farmed this year, so the win percentage definitely went down. And
Surge.
Surge, dude, Surge is like in the mid 30s or something. You think it's Surge?
Isn't it Surge like 30, like 33% or something?
Let's guess Surge.
Do it.
It wasn't.
What?
40.6 to 37.7.
There's no way. That's fake, bro.
Yo, what is this question? Which they mean team has a higher land earnings all time? FC Black or Cloud9? Was it counting like FaZe Black from like AW and all that stuff? Because like they made it decently
Mm,
far in some tournaments as well. Whereas
I
like
would assume so.
I feel like this is a trick question and it's FaZe Black, even though it should be Cloud9.
Yo, what a squad that is.
If it counts the
Oh,
AW ones, let's guess FaZe Black. It wasn't. Okay, so it probably isn't counting the AW ones. Damn. Okay.
dang.
Oh. Oh no. Which had a higher number of hardpoint hills. I don't even remember the IW hill, so we gotta
I
lock
don't
in.
remember that either.
Yo, Vista
Uh,
had what?
It's the
Vista had
5?
one. They had the first one in like that middle building, then it went over to the side, like lower stairs.
It went back.
And then it went back to the side. Vista had five, right?
I think it had 4.
Only had four?
Oh, 5, 5, 5, 5. Yep,
Okay,
5.
then it's gotta be Vista. Yeah.
Yep.
I thought Vista had five. Dude, I didn't play enough IW to remember hills.
Yeah,
Um
I couldn't even tell you that map, to be
I
honest,
watched
probably from
a decent
IW.
amount. Yeah, I watched a decent amount of IW, but I didn't play enough. Which player averaged a higher hardpoint KD? It's got to be Abusa. Attachment numbers this year were not great.
Yeah.
Damn, we just messed up that one question. Or no, we messed up two questions.
Dang.
All right, we're gonna
4 for
kick it
6.
over. Yeah, we're gonna kick it over to the roster tracker. Um, we
Ooh,
got the roster
boy.
tracker up here. Okay. There's a couple things. We'll have it on the screen here, but there's a couple things we got to talk about in terms of just like people got moved, people are free agents, people got dropped. First thing on the docket, Brock, Major Maniac. He will
It's
not be
so
involved.
typical.
He will not be involved in this free agency tracker because he retired today. Um,
Mhm.
Sad to see, legendary career, champs runner up one time. He was on some very good teams. He was known for his ice. He was a player that you really liked. Um,
Clutch player.
Clutch player. Yeah, that's like the thing about him that people will remember is the clutch factor. He was always so damn clutch.
Yeah.
And was a really good player. Unfortunate the way it ended for him because he kind of like he he was like always known as like an S&D star, and then like he
Mhm.
comes up in BO4 on that Gen G team, and that's where he kind of really broke out as a pro.
Yeah, that team was good too.
That team was really good. They were a team of at that time, nobody's obviously like now we look at it
Yep.
like Envoy and we know Envoy and Major Maniac obviously developed into a pretty good player. Havoc was kind of like the known
Yep.
commodity. Havoc and Nagafen on that team were like the known
No more.
commodities.
Yep.
Like we knew them, but like again, they were kind of like players that were thrown to the side. Like
Mhm.
they weren't like premier players. That team was awesome, and then he goes on, and from that team as his breakout, he gets a big break. He gets onto Atlanta phase playing with Simp, BZ, and Cell and Priesta, and that team has a very good season. They have a lot of second places, but they're able to get some wins on the board, and they finish second at champs. And then from there, the Rocker stint was probably his like last hurrah of being on like a contending team. He wins
I think
like
they're
the most tippable event win of all time, maybe, and maybe not, but like up there with the finals comeback.
that is true in Cold War.
Yeah. So shout out to Major Maniac. Anything you want to say about him? He was your guy.
Shout out Maze Big. Not he didn't always put up the best stats, but when you need that 1v2 to force round 5, he'll get you there, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, he was icy.
He was.
Yeah, he was a fun player to watch. So I don't know. I didn't get a chance to watch his entire. He released like a 25-minute retirement video, and people were saying like good luck and what's next. I know he coached, I believe, at like Challenger Champs or EWC or both. He coached at one of
Um,
them, and like I'm thinking
I think he
maybe he wants to be a coach.
I mean, probably. I'm sure he's smart enough. He's a pretty smart individual.
I mean, that was always a aspect of his game that people always talked about was like S&D. He came up as an S&D kid, like super good S&D player, super smart player. I think a lot of people have always it's kind of been a thing about majors. He's a really cerebral player, smart player. So naturally, usually the smarter players that make a name for themselves off kind of their thought process of the game, they usually would tend to make good coaches. I feel like he's pretty vibey too. Like he would get along with his players. That's the other
Yeah.
thing is you can't if you have a guy like Crim whose personality is super strong and he'll just tell you how it is. Sometimes people and players don't mesh well with a coach that's like you know kind of telling you what it is. So I feel like Major Maniac would make a good coach. If nothing else, an S&D coach, add him to your coaching
Yeah.
staff or something.
100%.
I mean, if we're gonna have coaches on stage, let's add him as a shot caller.
Let's do it. Yeah,
um,
shout out to his career though.
yeah, he had a very good career. And was kind of like the classic come up story, S&D kid into grinding, open bracket into getting on like a solid team and then making a name for himself in the pro league, and then team getting on the next big team with Atlanta FaZe, playing with really good players, and truly made a nice long extended career for himself because he was in the pro league up until last year. Uh,
Mhm.
so like officially made it into the pro league in BO4 and lasted all the way to last year. So a nice, it's pretty long for a Call of Duty career to be
Yeah.
relatively consistently in the league.
Mhm.
Um,
Definitely.
couple other things. I mean, we have the free agency tracker here. I guess let's talk about some of these pop up the links here. It's so weird. Let's talk about some of the big free agent announcements. So we'll just kind of go team by team here. We'll talk about the rosters later, but we'll just quickly talk. Breach Awakening is a confirmed free agent. The other three, for now, seem to be under contract. Um,
For now.
for now. So we're not going to like start to talk about should they keep this player now. We're going to do that in a little bit, but we'll just talk about the players. Awakening obviously not a super notable one, but a
Mhm.
solid veteran AR player on the market that could probably be had for cheap. Uh,
Oh, yeah.
for Gentlemates, Brock, squad wipe.
Yep. I
Um,
mean, that's probably the right thing to do, to be honest. At least it's
yeah, probably the right thing to do. Maybe you could keep like Kismet, but it didn't seem like the relationship was all that much there. But when we talk about this team, Gentlemates could be an interesting player in this free agency with how many good players are on the board. And
Mhm.
Gentlemates reportedly trying to spend and get Hydra and Scrap last year, and seemingly apparently having some pretty good cash flow. Uh,
Yeah.
Gentlemates could be an interesting team to watch. I would say, like, I mean, you guys that are watching in video form can see all those free agents over there. Uh,
So many players.
pretty and some pretty good players. It's not just like a list of a bunch of whatever players. Like there are some top tier players that have won some serious tournaments over there.
Mhm.
So and by the way, shout out to I think it's IOU Turtle puts together this list. He made a link, so this is really helpful. It's really easy to see everything. So shout out to him for putting this together. But Gentlemates, Squad Wipe, Royal Ravens. Uh, Both, I mean, they're SMGs from the year we've known for a while. Our free agents, Gwyn and Tej. Rex is a rumored free agent. I think based on the way that the year played out for him when he joined the team, we're going to assume he's probably a free agent. I think, Brock, we're just going to take him off. Uh,
Or just I'm down for that.
we're just going to take him off right now. Fill that white just because I would assume like Rex is going to be gone. We'll keep Slasher on there for now because he's rumored to be under contract, but definitely could be a move being made there.
Yep.
Cloud9 for now. The SMGs empty. Sib and Spart still on the roster. Again, who knows if that'll stick. You got to imagine unless they get a good buyout for him, they're probably going to keep Sib, but Spart, who
Yeah.
knows? A lot of SMGs going to be filling in some new teams. For Heretics,
Oh yeah.
this one's kind of weird, Brock. So for Heretics, Metals, free agent. Real, free agent, confirmed. Super, obviously, we assume since he was signed, this year, not a free agent. And that's what it shows. Rencor showing not a free agent, but there are a lot of rumors out there
Yeah.
about Rencor. So teams trying to buy him out. Maybe Miami's throwing in the towel since they lost Real or are potentially going to lose him. Maybe they're going to give up on keeping the all Spanish roster. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Yeah. I mean, if they're going to the Spanish, I don't see why they would. FA Real.
I think Real's contract was up.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
that, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Rencor
I
though,
mean, but
that's the one that like even if you're getting rid of the Spanish roster, like if you got that guy under contract, unless you're trying to make a quick buck by selling him, like you gotta try to build a roster with him because he's a star player.
yeah.
Makes no
Most
sense.
most definitely.
Uh, Another fun one, Brock. The Seattle Surge, sorry,
Third.
Vancouver Surge. Um, their whole team contracts expired. Obviously, we would assume they probably would have liked to keep their roster or at least parts of their roster, and they still could.
Mm-hmm.
They still
Yep.
could sign some of those players back. But for now, empty team there. Falcons, Pred and Extend look to be under contract. Arcitys, rumored free agent. And then obviously, Tej was gone from the team after EWC. But Brock, I
Yep.
think as much as it might pain you, we can probably just take Arcitys off this team because I'm going to assume they're not going to bring him back.
No War Cities.
Uh,
Yeah.
going to
That's probably
assume.
the right move.
I'll add
Right
them
now.
just in case. I'll add Arcitys. I'm going to assume we're definitely maybe Rex will get on a team next year, but we're probably not going to start him on a team. Same with Arcitys, but
Yeah.
we'll add him to the free agent list down there just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Optic, whole team's under contract. Gonna assume it
God wipe.
stays. Gonna assume it stays that way. Uh,
Yeah.
Ghosty, he's listed in red. Here's one of the two players listed in red, restricted free agent. So my only knowledge of what exactly restricted free agent means is from sports, specifically the NBA. I mean,
Yeah.
restricted free agency in the NBA is kind of like, okay, his contract's up, he's a free agent, but like Brock, let's say you want to go sign with another team and you sign an offer sheet, and if I'm your former team, I have a chance to match the deal. I have like 3 days to match the deal. I don't think
Yep.
it works exactly like that in the CDL. I don't think it's like, okay, Surge offered Ghosty a 3-year, $300,000 per year contract, and Thieves have 72 hours to match. I think it's like he's like under contract, but they maybe done something to allow him to explore his options. Where if he doesn't find a team, Thieves will still have to pay him and they'll have him under contract, but like otherwise the team can like buy him out. I don't exactly know how it works in COD, but it's basically like he's under contract from Thieves, but he's free to explore options in a way. It's not the same as the NBA, which is where like you and I would
Yeah.
both know it from.
Yeah.
Um, so he's like a limited free agent. He can't just go sign a deal whenever he wants. He's got to probably get bought out or something. But definitely exploring his
Mm-hmm.
options. So I guess um we'll keep Ghosty there for now, and obviously we'll have to move him. Faze Brock, probably the most shocking one. We'll talk about this one a little longer.
Yeah. Yep.
BZ, restricted free agent. He still could come back, but
Man.
restricted free agent and the AR duo, Selim and Draza, gone. Unrestricted free agent. So it's looking to be Simp building his roster.
And the end
Crazy.
of the phase trio.
It's crazy.
The mo Yeah, it
For
just,
yeah, go ahead.
I'll say, just they play together for so long, like 5 years at this point, and now, after, a lot of heartbreak, some ups and downs, the trio's officially broken up.
Yeah, and I mean, for some of you that are listening to this, you probably don't know a competitive Call of Duty world that doesn't include the trio playing together.
Yeah, that is true.
Hell, I barely remember a time. I mean, I watched when they didn't, but I barely remember it because it's been so damn long. Literally, the entire CDL era, those three have been on the same team.
Mhm.
There hasn't been a moment where they haven't been. Those three have been on the same team for the entire CDL era. Like, even going back to BO4, Simp and BZS when they teamed, and it seems like they've been teaming for so much longer since they won the world championship that year. But um, obviously, Sellium was unfazed; those two were united in that
Yep.
season. But it's legitimately been 2019 was when these guys teamed up. It's been 6 years they've teamed up, so it's been a long, long, long time. But I'm excited to see what roster. It's honestly just fun. Like from a it's, like, sad in a way to see it's, like, end of an era, but I'm just super excited to see them break up, as messed up as that sounds, just simply because, like, they're going to end up on probably all different teams, maybe a B there's a rumor, I guess, maybe a BZ and Celium could team somewhere else, but, like, they're all gonna end up on different teams, and we'll see who can have the most success, like, Simp gets a chance to handpick his roster of players they can afford or convince to go there, like, Easy seems like he probably has, as long as all the teams are willing to pay his buyout, everybody is going to try to sign a BZ for the most part, besides maybe a few teams like Optic or whatever. But most people are going to try to get a BZ. Crazy that Saliam and a BZ and Draza are all free agents. This free agency class is insane.
Fact, that's for sure.
I mean, in previous free agency classes, like when you just like look around at like certain people that are out there, it's like I don't know, even a guy like I don't know, like a Gwyn. A Gwyn would normally be like, coming off a couple seasons where he showed extreme raw talent, but maybe needs to, hone in his situational plays. Like Gwyn would normally be like, oh my god, that's like a top free agent because like he's so talented. If we get him on the right team, we can really mold him. But now it's kind of like, oh yeah, Gwyn's a free agent, but like so are Abuza, Draza, Nasty, Kenny, Neptune, 04, Real, Kismet, and Kremp, Nero. Like all these guys are free agents, and it's like, well, Gwyn fits in there somewhere, but there are a lot of free agents that are like world champion, established, really good players that are just sitting out there completely free. You don't have to even buy them out.
Yeah.
Uh, Rocker, they got rid of the trio. Besides Estriel is under contract. Their other three players, free agents. And then Ultra, they've got Abe and Joe Deceives under contract, Kleenex and Insight. Rumored free agents, not confirmed, I guess. I think Kleenex and Insight are probably, going to end up being free agents. I don't know if they move off this team. The Joe Deceives thing is really weird too, right?
Yeah.
Like he's supposed to be under contract, but at the same time, he's like apparently being shopped. Like Ultra had this like obsession with just like getting rid of their good players. They did it
Good
with Scrap
players.
when they had him under contract. So I'm
Need to
not
make
exactly
money, I
sure.
guess.
I'm not exactly sure what's going on there.
Yeah,
But yeah, so the free agency class is insane to say the least.
it is. Be excited to see where all these players actually land.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do now, I guess, is we're gonna build some rosters. Uh, we're gonna try to keep it realistic. Obviously, we're not gonna be like Boston's dropping their entire team and picking up the top four players because, as we know, Boston probably doesn't like to spend a ton of money.
Yep.
And they have three players under contract, and what we know of them, they're probably not going to make changes. So stuff like that, or like we're not going to be like, oh my god, Optic should pick up a BZ for huke and like make that move because like there's people that would argue that, but at the same time, like that's not realistic. It's probably not going to happen. So we're not going to do something like that. Like we're going to try to
Mhm.
do a combination of we want to see this, this could happen. This isn't based off any intel or anything, but um, it's a fun exercise. It's not serious. I'm not actually making predictions of where people are going to go. We're kind of like acting like the GM for each team and like seeing what the roster could be. Um, so Brock, Boston Breach starting up there. They've got Snoopy, Purge, and Cammy under contract. I think multiple changes should be made here, but if I'm being realistic, I think they're probably going to keep that trio and just add an AR.
You know, not looking to spend a lot of money. It seems like the
Yeah.
last few years.
And again, I think I think you would agree with that, but again, if you were the GM, would you probably make a few changes here? Like I'm probably looking to honestly like I was the GM and like because the way that Boston have operated is they're going to save money. So they're
Yep.
not going to go out and drop their whole roster that they have under contract and try to find new players. Like odds are they're going to keep Snoopy and Purge. And honestly, if I'm looking from a cost cutting perspective, I'm fine with that. I would keep Snoopy and Purge, and I would target like I don't know, like you have to be realistic because they can't really target like Abuza, Celium, Draws, Kenny. Like those guys are not going
Yeah,
to get.
can't.
So like,
They were a tier or two below that.
yeah, I'd target a couple ARs. Like maybe I'm trying for like if I want to go
Oh,
challengers, I'm going to try to convince like Mamba.
yeah,
But I don't think we're going to be able to get him because he's probably going to get a better offer. I might try to convince like a maybe if I want to go all out, I might try to convince an illey to come play for me. I'm sure that's probably not a popular take, but maybe
yeah.
Beans to come back. But I don't think the organization and
Maybe
him like each other
Diamond
too
Con.
much. Yeah, but I'm just not moved by Diamond. I know you're not either.
Yeah, yeah, but what realistic?
I think
Temp
like Geo.
at
I
this
feel like
point.
Geo might be in the range of like a high ceiling player that maybe isn't going to be as sought after with how many free agents there are.
Yeah,
Tell me what you think about this though, Brock. I think a realistic option for what this team could look for and what fits in. I feel like Skies.
guys.
I feel like
Yeah,
Skies is like a would be a good pick for them, and I feel like is a realistic pick. That's kind of who I want to throw on this team, unless you have another suggestion. Thinking like
I don't.
Skies. You know who else I think might be actually this might be the most realistic one because it would fit their mold more. I feel like Brack.
Brack.
Yeah,
You think they could get Arcitys? I mean, for cheap too,
I think
in a
they
way.
could, but I don't know that they would want to. I feel like they would rather take a chance on like Skies who has had success more recently at
Yeah,
Arcitys or Brack who's been just like ripping it up in challengers and probably is cheaper than Skies. I feel like Brack is a really realistic option here.
yeah,
I don't know. Like again, this isn't like we're saying this is the best option. Trying to do a
yeah.
combination of what works and what's also realistic.
I can see like a fellow taking the spot too.
I could
He was
see a
offered.
fellow, but I think again, like the price difference probably won't be like that much. I'm just gonna fill the players that we've done in red, so that like we know that that player's done. Um,
Bragg is a good shout for what realistically they might
yeah,
go for.
that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm like, Brack's like a solid player. He had a really good year in challengers. I think he's a like a people look at him as like a solid main AR, and I think like again, are there better options? Like, could they pick up? Yeah, there are a ton of better ARs available, but again, we're being realistic for Boston's organization. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like they keep that trio and they add Brack in, and they're like, okay, let's run it, and they probably have a middle of the pack year again with that team. But like,
Hmm.
that's kind of where they're at. It's gonna work. Um, who would I love to see them go after? I would love to see them go after Mamba, obviously, try to get like the top challengers AR on the board. I would love to see them go after like a Geo, I guess, just for super like a get some more slaying power on the team
Yep.
and see if you can figure out obviously like a guy like a nasty, obviously any of the top ARs, assuming they're probably not gonna get them, but we try.
Yeah.
Gentlemates, Brock. What do you think here?
They're looking to spend a lot of money. If so, they go for maybe lure some top players away.
See, to me, gentlemates, if they have all this money that we're hearing about or this like willing to spend this money, this should be the spot that tries to get that rumored roster that's maybe trying to form that BZ Joe, Kenny Draza, or a BZ Joe Draza Rencor, like whatever it is. Problem with the
Yeah.
BZ Joe Rencor Draza roster that like has been rumored with Rencor replacing Kenny is you have to if it's not Ultra doing it, you have to buy out Joe Rencor and a BZ. And then
A lot of money.
gonna get a decent salary.
Yeah,
Like that's an expensive team just to purchase, and then also you have to pay them.
yeah.
So I don't think that's super realistic for gentlemates. I saw our boys over on around the CDL. They just had the surge roster from last year going to this team. Gentlemates just being like, screw it. We've seen this roster work 1 year. Let's grab this roster, move it over. I don't want to copy them, even though I really think that's a realistic possibility. Um, I feel like this could be the team that gets Craze and Mamba.
Raid Mamba, and then, 2 more people.
Yeah. Do you
I
wanna
def
go Craze Mamba here?
Yeah, let's go Crazy Mamba.
Uh, Now who do we think pairs with them? Do they like they maybe just bring on I don't know, do you think this team maybe just brings on like Vivid and Mac to go with?
I mean, they didn't do too bad at EWC.
I'm saying like maybe they just pick up the challengers roster and go forward with it. Like,
I don't I could see it.
yeah, I could see it too. I was thinking that this team like I was thinking like that team could go to like Ravens, but I feel like Gentlemates are gonna outspend them. You want to do that?
Yeah,
Because again, like I don't know if that's gonna be accurate, but like I feel like that's like a
it's realistic.
it's the challengers team. They looked good on omit and like they just stick together and then like probably unfortunately for Mac or Vivid, they're gonna be used as stepping stones. It's like, okay, you guys got us into the league and now we're gonna drop you for some better players.
Mhm.
But like again, that team was solid. They took out phase. Like I could see that being a realistic team.
Yeah.
Um that they would want to build around. Like maybe there are more deserving players than Vivid or Mac, but maybe the Gentlemen just had such a bad year. They're maybe looking to pick up a team that they know can play together, so they can at least start the year solid and make changes from there.
It's been rough for a lot of years for LAG/Gentlemates.
Yeah, that's for sure. Um, I don't know that this gets them out of that rough hole, but it's at least a start where if you can get like Mamba and Craze locked down, if you can lock down like the two top challengers names,
Yep.
it's a pretty good start. I guess I kind of forgot about the Cobra thing though. That's probably a realistic option here too,
Yeah.
just because French. I believe he's French, and obviously Otaga wants maybe some French representation on Gentlemates. We'll stick with it though. Maybe we'll put. I have no idea where to go with this team.
Royal Ravens.
Yeah, I don't. Again, I feel like
They
they're a team
should
that's kind of on a budget. I feel like they might keep Slasher, even though I don't know if it's the best decision.
pr probably. Maybe they pick up Nero.
Yeah, well, Nero was supposed to go there last year, wasn't he? And then he
Yeah.
backed out.
Kremp?
Yeah, Krem's another possibility. I don't. I have like a
I don't
list on
think
my other monitor over here. I have a
I
list of all the free agents' pictures that helps me like.
I don't think they're gonna if they're trying to save money, I don't think they'll be able to get, like, Neptune or O4 because if they can get those 2, just might as well it's worked last year.
Yeah, very true.
They
I Dude, there are going to be some players like looking at this whole list and like the fact that like Brack might re-enter the league, Mac and Vivid might come back in, Craze and Mamba are probably going to come in. You've got guys like Cobra um, that could come in. Maybe a couple, maybe like a few of these other challengers players down here could come in. Like there are going to be some players like among this like confirmed free agents, top pros like that are more on the edge, like a Tej,
Yeah.
Priesta, like some pretty long-standing pros, Awakening, Metals, like there are going to
Yep,
be some
metal.
pros up here that potentially get left off pro league to start the year that are like some pretty established long-term pros.
Mhm.
I don't know. I guess our question here is: do we think the Ravens are going to be willing to spend to get out of Slasher's contract and then replace him, or do you think they're just going to roll with Slasher and try to build a roster with him?
Think they're just gonna roll Slasher and try to build around roster
It's
around
kind of
him.
what I think. I maybe would not do that just because it didn't work, but I think they might do that. You think
The
they
oldest the
go
oldest
though?
player.
Yeah, like I think they probably go for like Cobra. The question is though, I've seen Cobra run an AR and an SMG. What the hell does he run?
I I actually that's a good question.
'Cause I remember, dude, what does he run? Like I've seen. I'm trying to look at like people. A lot of people made because I swear I've seen
Uh,
him run both. A lot of people.
I wanna say for some reason in my head, I wanna say SMG, but I'm just taking a stab at it.
Yeah, we'll put him as. I swear he was an AR when he played in MW3 though. I swear. I'm trying to look it
Was
up.
Cobra on the team with Abuza in
Uh,
MW2
I
or
don't.
no?
Oh, actually he might have been. He might have been on a Wobble Bobs. Yeah,
I'm trying to think
funny
what he
name.
who were his other teammates. It was Abuza, Brezzy, Linz.
He's 24. That's crazy.
Bro. Did Brezzy ran the a sub, right? Trying to think
Uh,
back that far.
he ran an AR for a good amount of that. I don't know. I've seen a lot of people saying like he could play both, but probably would play
Yeah,
SMG in the league.
yeah,
Yeah, he played with Denza, Harry, Vance, Cobra. That was that team that they played at EWC with. Yeah, he was with Abuza, Brezzy, Cobra, and Lynn. So he was definitely playing sub in that team. That team was nasty at challengers. No Wobble
yeah,
Bob's team. No wonder they were
yeah,
so good. Abuza, Brezzy, Cobra, and Lens. Yeah, we'll just say he's a sub for this purpose. Sorry
yeah.
for you challengers fans. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say they're gonna take a chance at cheap young players that have a chance to do something. So we'll put Cobra on that team. It's also good to get the challengers players in there. I don't even know like does this team if Teach can't get a spot, does this team try to get Teach back again? They try to go for Kremp.
I would say
They
Crimp.
I don't know. I feel like Kremp's gonna get on a little bit better of a team. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. I
they don't
feel
got
like
much options really. Absidal,
yeah,
Lynn,
Capsule. I don't know, Slasher. Slasher and Capsule did not work out the last time. Yeah, maybe Linz, maybe Nero goes to this team.
yeah,
I don't know. What do you think? Let's throw Nero on this team.
let's do it.
I feel like Nero maybe gets another chance. A Slasher here, and then, dude, as another AR, I feel like they just pick up another like random younger AR. Uh, dude, this team is a mess.
Beans, go for beans again.
I was thinking about that. They just signed Beans again, and this team is a nightmare.
Would do you think they would be able to get nasty?
I don't think so. I think Nasty would probably get a better team. We can come back to it if he doesn't, but
Yeah,
like I don't know. Let's throw Beans. This team is a nightmare. Just because,
yeah,
again, we're not like if I want to build a good team, I could build a good team here, but I'm trying to be realistic. I just don't think Carolina's going to spend any money. Like they've been rumored to be trying to get out of the league for a few years. Like I think
yep,
they'll just keep Slasher because they have him under contract and they'll try to sign cheap players. Like
mhm,
Cobra, Beans, and Nero are probably like fringe if they're gonna get like solid league spots. So I don't know. That team is that's yikes. That team doesn't make any sense, but we'll roll with it.
yeah.
So Cloud9, Brock, I still think this team is gonna look way different because I
I
think
don't think Sparks gonna be a starter, that's for sure.
I don't think he is either, but I could also see them keeping him. And I think Sib's gonna get bought. I think Falcons are gonna come and be like, hey, we want to pair Sib and
Yeah,
Pred. We're gonna give you the absolute bag.
yeah. I could definitely see it.
You want to do that? You want to say Sib's off this team and put him on Falcons?
Yeah, let's do it. It's the Falcons, they got
I got the
a lot of
cash.
money.
I don't think Spart remains on this team either. Do you?
I don't see it unless they're not
Okay.
trying to spend money at all.
Like, see,
Let's
not
just
like
get us
last year they were willing to spend. They just like Hydra wanted to go elsewhere, and they just like respected the wishes of the player.
yeah.
Um, this seems like a team though. Like I don't know, does like putting Beans on that last team mess me up because I feel like he might end up on like this team or a better team.
Could this team, just buy out, like, search players from last year?
I mean, potentially, I don't know. I feel like Beans on that Royal Ravens team. I want to put like some random,
We put, like
just player over there instead.
but like Pollex, the Ravens. No,
Lunars. Wait,
let's
Awakening.
put
Let's put Wake over there.
yeah, put Wake, and we can put Beans on the Cloud9.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do because Awakening is another guy that like probably makes the league potentially, but they don't want to spend a lot of money. They can give him a cheap contract. We'll put Beans on Cloud9 then.
Wait, I can see it. I can see Kismet going back to Cloud9 slash NYSL.
I was gonna say the same thing. I think that's a really good shout out. I think Kismet could like pretty easily go back to this team. Let's do that. I like that.
Yep.
Kismet back to this team. They sold Sib away. I feel like it's actually like real. I don't know. There's a weird like there's a part of me that like thinks like Gwyn and Kremp are gonna team up, but also I could see one of the two going to this team. Although Gwyn was like on them for EWC and left, but like I could see like a Kremp or a Gwyn on this team as the other SMG. Siege, 04. What do you think?
You see Neptune, or you probably better offer.
I don't know because this is like because if I mean if they have Beans Kismet like this could be a mid pack team. Does Neptune get like a top tier offer? I'm not really sure. Honestly,
Yeah,
what we should do is we should fill out like Phase, Ultra, and Thieves first because they're probably going to get the best players on the board.
yeah, that's probably true.
Actually, hang on a minute. Maybe oh my god, we got this all messed up. I was gonna say maybe Nero doesn't go to Ravens. Maybe like Abe goes to Ravens if they drop him on Ultra.
That is true as well. I mean, it
Kleenex.
really depends on
We kind of
the
forget
player.
Kleenex and Insight are probably not going to be on this team either.
Yeah. I mean, could they go to Cloud9 pair,
And
or
we've
go to
seen
Surge as a pair?
this is hard. God damn, this is hard to do. There's so many moving
Yeah,
pieces. You're trying to make it realistic, but also like I don't know. Should we take? So let's take. Oh, and we have Ghosty. Okay, so
that's right. We and potentially
dude, this is a
BZ.
mess. And a BZ, yeah. So for the longest time, I thought like Falcons were gonna bring on BZ. I don't think that anymore. This rumored roster that's trying to happen. I don't think Abizi is going to go there. Do you want to do what we've seen on the timeline because we both really want it to happen and it makes the most
Yeah,
sense to happen on Ultra?
let's do it.
Okay, so we're going to take Abizi off base because this is the big dominoes that make it way easier to make the rosters here. So we're going to take Abizi
Yeah,
and instead of Abe here, it's going to be Abizi.
yep,
I think Abe then goes over to Royal Ravens if you're fine with that. We're
yeah,
just making a challengers
for
roster over
deal.
there. Abe, not Abizi. He goes over there. Um, which
Then we
that
put
leaves us as
Draza
Nero is no longer a different color or whatever. Nero's no longer on a team. And then we're gonna go Raza and
and
Kenny.
Kenny.
The rumor roster, I think that roster would be disgusting,
It's
biased,
insane
full
roster.
bias because I love Kenny, but Kenny and Draza, they work together. Extremely fast AR duo. We've seen it. Abizi doesn't need an introduction. We obviously know. And then Joe has been one of the most up and coming players for the last few years. He's been one of the biggest risers. It's pretty well known that Draza and Kenny want a team together. It's pretty well known that Abizi and Joe want a team together. They seem to have mutual
Hmm.
interest team with each other. Ultras seem to make the most sense because FaZe is not picking up 3 extra players to go with Beezy because they're keeping Simp. And then
Yep.
Draza and Kenny are free agents. Ultra already has Joe under contract, so they don't have to pay for his buyout. They can just sign Kenny and Draza and then buy out Beezy again. I don't know how realistic it is this happens on Ultra because they don't seem to be willing to spend the money to probably buy out a Beezy, but I love that team and I want it to happen, so I want to put it on Ultra.
Yeah. I mean, they did sell scrap last offseason, so they got some cash for that.
That's true. So we have to remember now, Brock, we have Kleenex
And Insight.
available as well as Insight.
I'm assuming they'll want to stick together and play together.
Yeah, probably, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they go to like Surge. I don't know. Who goes to Cloud9 though? We have to remember we have Insight and Kleenex, so we can't forget about them.
Cloud9. I don't think Insider Clinics will go there.
No, they're not going to team up with Beans again and just replace Joe with
Yeah.
Kismet. That's not going to happen. Um, I think it's like maybe realistic that man, I don't know. I think it's maybe realistic. Who goes here? Who pairs with Kismet here? Like I'm thinking like 04 Neptune Real.
Trying to
Win Kremp.
yeah.
Maybe not Kremp since he was already on the team, but I mean,
Gwyn to pick
they
up
could
Gwyn
still bring him
back.
back. Yeah,
I kinda like Gwyn if Kismet's there as well.
gonna put Gwyn there.
Yeah, how realistic since they just had him.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but who goes with him then? Maybe Nasty goes here. I don't know. This is so
Nasty
weird because
Geo.
I'm trying to think of realistic, but also build a good roster. So I feel like I'm building just shit rosters, trying to be realistic to just building good
Yeah.
rosters.
It definitely is like feels like that.
How about we leave
We're
that
trying
team blank and let's say, I mean, I think Ghosty on phase makes way too much sense.
yep.
Let's move Ghosty over to phase.
Go see the phase if no longer in Thieves.
Because we do know the big time rumor is selling him on LAT.
Yeah, we
Let's
do.
move Cell over to Thieves. Say he's there, which that team just pure mechanical talent wise is insane. Will they gel together? Who knows?
Hmm.
That moves Ghosty over to Phase. Phase, who else do they target? Like the other rumor for Thieves was Draza, but they couldn't squash the beef. The other rumor is Abuza potentially, but Abuza now becomes a top AR available. Um, FaZe Brock, who do they bring on? Let's just round out that roster because they're gonna get the top players. Who do they bring on to pair if they lose out on dude, it's so realistic that FaZe could bring in Kenny.
They definitely could bring in Kenny.
Obviously, if he wants to team with Draws, that's not gonna happen. Maybe FaZe brings on this is such a downfall from FaZe though, Jesus, whatever they get.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe FaZe convinces Abuza to go there with Ghosty.
Yeah, I'm down. Who is the sub that's the best one out there? Really?
I know, that's why I was like, did we maybe take
Is
one of
like
the
Real?
yeah, or oh 04 Neptune?
Yeah.
Or or maybe are they able to like pick up no, because none of the subs they put on a team are really that much better than anybody. So I don't you pick us up.
Ooh, I get to pick a sub. I would see a downgrade from what they've had in the past years.
Pretty much anything's a downgrade from BZ.
Is there a world they get Kleenex they want?
Sure, let's do it. I like that shout out. Kleenex.
He's probably the best one that we have on here,
Yeah,
just about.
yeah, I would agree. Kleenex would be the best one available, and I can see him. I mean, like the insight breakup is kind of due, and that
It's
and
yeah,
he's
it's kind of been too.
yeah he's probably the best one available. Frog, I
Yeah,
think maybe Cloud9 just goes for a shooter and picks up Geo.
I like that. I was kind of thinking Geo or Nasty in a way.
I think Nasty might be somewhere else. This team is the team I have no idea what to do with. I have no
I
idea
know
what to do with this team.
I know what to do with this team if Heretics if they go away from the Spanish speaking, they can just pick up 04 Neptune.
Okay, let's do it. They keep
They
Rencor
keep
and
run.
Super, obviously.
Yeah,
Okay, my Excel just corrected
4.
04 to just 4. What was that
I mean,
picture of
he
oh
went.
04 when I clicked on his Twitter? What is that? It's the GIF of the kid dancing.
I mean, he did go 0. He went 0 and 5 in finals this year.
Uh, oh 04 and Nep. You know what? I like that. That actually would be a pretty good team too. We'll
Yeah,
do that. Oh 04 Nep. Because again, this isn't our actual prediction of what's happening. It's kind of like realistic and fun. Like, I mean, there's another. I just saw his name on there. Turtle put this together. Had Formal on the list. He has him as goat status, which is kind of funny. Um,
that is.
Speaking of Formal, though, the
Wait,
Halo players could throw a wrench in all this. I don't think.
they're not available this year, right?
Well, the HCS season is ending They had Salt Lake City this past weekend. I'm gonna look that up. When is Halo Champs? It's coming up.
Isn't it like September? October?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like before
The
Halo
season.
World Championship, October 24th to 26th. So it's right before. So the players would be available on the
That is
release
true.
of COD. They would be done with their Halo season on the release of COD. Again, unless a guy like
Yeah.
Formal gets on a we're not going to put any Halo players in a roster just because it's so tough. Like Formal would obviously be the first guy picked up. You would assume just because if he wants
Oh
to
yeah,
play,
100%.
he has the history in COD. But like you got guys like Lethal, not Lethal, sorry, Legend, Bound, um, that one kid that just
Talented
won this weekend.
players.
Like, well, mainly the Optic guys that I know of, like Legend. Believe he's a Frenchman. Um, Bound. You've got the guy I can't think of his name that just won this weekend on Shopify. Obviously, Frosty would be another guy
Yeah.
played in COD before, but like got a lot of talented controller players. Like the transition from Halo to COD, we've seen it happen a bunch of times, and players be extremely successful. Two of our greatest, two guys in the top 5 Call of Duty players of all time, Formal and shottzyy, started in Halo. Like it's certainly a transition that can be done. Crimsix started in Halo. It's certainly a transition that can be done. Um, yeah, that'll be interesting, and we'll throw a wrinkle in things, but we're not going to do anything with that. But I like that. That's kind of fun. Super Rencore Neptune 04.
We'll say if the Halo guys, they do come over and like say Formal wants to pick out again, like it just seems like he would go to phase. That's what I would want them to do.
Yeah, that would be yeah. Get simp. I would have just liked to see them like keep like simp and a BZ and then get like formal and another AR or something. Formal and
Yeah,
ghosty. Formal and ghosty comms.
could be some nice comms there.
Brock, where what are we gonna do here with our rosters are filling
Surge,
out. Nasty's got to get on a team. Does he come back to
maybe
Surge?
Nasty goes back.
I was gonna put a Booza back in this team, but with Phase being available, so we'll put Nasty in this team. Surge are probably not gonna be big spenders. I feel like Kremp and Real, but one of those guys is probably gonna go. Hang on, actually, I just lied to you because one of those guys is probably gonna go to Falcons with that money on the table. I think Real, that's the guy they pay.
Probably out of the players they have right now. That's left in
Or
his pool. He's the best one.
yeah, this is funny. This is such a mess. I'm assuming they're gonna keep exited too. Uh,
Yeah.
ARs then, I would say that puts Kremp on Surge, right?
Reppin' Nero,
Yeah.
or do they go Tej route?
No, I have a different spot for Tej. Let's put Nero on that team. I like that. Kremp and Nero, they've teamed together before. That makes sense. Kremp and Nero, and who's their last AR? Does like Skies go here?
Let's put Skies.
Yeah,
They need a veteran.
yeah. That team is kind of whatever, but could be realistic. I feel like that's a team that Ray would like. He would like Skies,
Yeah.
which leaves us with the Rocker. Which this is where I wanted to put Tej. I feel like Tej or Johnny would go here, maybe.
Yeah. Let's put Tej.
Tej. Oh my god, I don't. There's like no ARs left. Maybe Insight goes here.
Yeah. Insight.
Siege, Insight. Who else? Like, what the hell AR goes in this team? Got like Lunars, Priesta, Diamond Con, Fellow, Illy,
Liz.
Gunless. Trying to look if there's like which of
Spart
the
available.
art. Yeah, I'm trying to like any of these. Maybe Fire 40 gets a shot. He was frying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like. Is there any of these like which of these players down here is a damn AR? Like Mythics. I know he impressed at a little bit.
I think F that is AR.
Yeah. I don't know who else to put on this team. You got yeah, you got like Mythics, Pro Loot, Fellow, Priesta.
Should put Rex or Lunars.
I don't think Rex gets a spot. He just did not play well enough last year, I don't think, to get a spot. I don't know. Maybe they pick up
Yeah,
like Insight has history. Maybe they pick up medals and let him run an AR again with that.
let's do it.
Just because I again, this is probably a Challengers player, but I just don't know enough to disrespect one of the Challengers players and put him on there. So we'll just put medals,
I like it.
which leaves a lot of those top Challengers players. Honestly, for you, like your Niam down there, your F dot, your Mythics, your top players on there. Dax been a name I've heard for a while. Like those dudes, this is a blessing in disguise. Rather than getting picked up by some bottom feeding team that's really not that
Mhm.
good, starting challengers, fry, and then after the wave of pickups that happen post major one, you're probably going to get on a lot better team, or have maybe like
Oh, yeah.
if you're the MVP of challengers and there's four teams looking to make a change, you can choose the best fit for you. It's almost a blessing in disguise rather than like if you're a guy, if you're Cobra or Abe that gets picked up onto that Ravens team up there, that's probably not going to do too well. You could destroy your
Yeah.
stock. Like I don't know. Again, probably zero of these rosters happen. We were just trying to like throw teams together that could be realistic and fun. I really hope the Ultra team happens because I want to see Kenny have one more
One more
crack at having a
shot.
really good team. Um,
That'd be cool.
I think that like I don't know, like obviously taking Optic out because they're a returning roster of the new rosters. Thieves are obviously super exciting,
Mhm.
and they're a team that could throw a massive wrinkle into all this as well because if they're able to poach Celium and Abizi,
Ooh.
it starts a very, very big domino effect of okay, well then Ghosty and Envoy are now free agents and they're top targets. And who do they replace? Those guys become maybe good targets. I don't know. I feel like if Celium once Celium is announced to Thieves, if that is happening, and then they make a decision on whether Envoy is gonna run with that roster or not, I think from there, everything really starts to go. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, agreed.
Other than that, I mean, like of these rosters, I kinda like that Heretics one. They have Neptune and
Yeah.
04 instead of Real. I don't know, Neptune and 04 might be an upgrade over Real and Metals as a sub duo.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Neptune, Real were kinda like the same for the most part of the season.
Yeah, is that yeah, Neptune probably had higher highs than Real even this year, I would say.
Yeah,
I would
and
say
04 is
04
definitely an
's
upgrade over middles.
yeah, definitely, like, I'm just very curious in general what could happen because 04 could I feel like 04 has a pretty good reputation around the league. I feel like he's a guy that could, like, randomly, depending on how the SMG market shakes out, like, if Envoy doesn't become a like, if Envoy becomes available, I could see him going to FaZe.
Yeah.
If he's not available, then, like, the SMG market shakes out, like, if Kleenex becomes available, could see him going to FaZe, like, we have it. Otherwise, like, depending on how the SMG market shakes out, like, Riel, Kismet, Win, if they're trying to go for, like, a up and coming thing, maybe they go for a Craze and really just go for the up and comer. I could see 04 Neptune, like, you gotta believe, like, let's say a BZ and Joe is gonna happen on Ultra, or those 2 are a duo and Envoy is not getting dropped. You unless, like, FaZe is not paying nearly as much as, like obviously, maybe Falcons are the top destination just because 'cause they're gonna pay, but,
Yeah.
like, as long as FaZe is paying a competitive number, you gotta believe that FaZe is probably gonna be the top spot for the best SMG to wanna go,
Yeah. I
just to
mean,
pair with
get to play
Simp.
with Simp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the best SMG on the market, restricted slash non-restricted, has got to be a BZ.
Mhm. Yep.
He's the best SMG like officially confirmed available. So like he's the main domino. Him and Celium are like the main dominoes. They're probably the two best available. But man, it's crazy that like a guy like Kleenex potentially being available is so far down the list. Even a guy like Kenny and Draza even feel like they're like a footnote.
Yeah.
And Draza's a world champ. Kenny's a two-time world champ. Draza's won multiple events over the last few years. Like I don't think any of these rosters we made. We just got lost in the confusion of all of it. So I don't think any of these rosters we made are going to happen. But actually, maybe the
Never
Thieves one
know.
because it's basically confirmed.
Yeah.
The other thing that happens is like during the pod, sometimes news just comes out, and I was like, I should refresh Twitter and see if like any other stuff
Yeah.
came out.
Someone gets signed. Mhm.
Yeah. Um, what I'm seeing doesn't look like anything, but that was fun. I have no idea what's going to happen. I just want some damn team to make their announcement so we can start to see domino effect
Mhm.
go. Because like I
Yep.
think we're going to see some new names in the league this year. Obviously, I think we might see some more challengers players. I would definitely expect to see Craze and Mamba for sure, and then
Yep.
maybe even some other ones too.
100%.
What's your favorite team out of all these that we made? Not including Optic, Thieves, or Ultra.
If I had to pick one from these teams that we had, you said Falcons, right? Too? No, or
No,
not
not
Falcons.
including Optic, Thieves, Ultra, because Optic obviously same team. Thieves, pretty
I would
much.
say you probably either the Falcons because they know super pred duo
Mhm.
again, and or the Heretic squad.
Yeah, I like those. I like that Phase Squad too so much, just because it's I don't know, like Simp Kleenex is still a good duo, and Abuza Ghosty could be a good duo.
Yeah.
There's some good teams on here, but again, like we just don't. There are also like little things like behind the scenes, like you don't like Joe and Abizi are pretty like public. Like those guys have played ranked a lot together and have played games together, seem to be pretty good friends. Like that's a pretty public, like well known thing. But like you never know what like random players are good friends. Like maybe Kremp
Yeah.
and Gwyn are like best friends at
Mhm.
events. So those two are like, we're both pretty. I mean, Kremp and Gwyn, like, are they the hottest submachine guns on the market? No, but like they're I would say they're relatively sought after. Like
Yeah.
they're definitely two players that people have their eye on. Like maybe those two are best friends behind the scene, and like we don't know it, but like those two are like we're playing together. Got to find a
Mhm.
team. Uh, I feel like a sneaky guy that isn't on a lot of radars that could get on a good team randomly is Kismet.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a world where Simp is like, just give me Kiz, or Thieves if they decide that they really just don't want Envoy. They're like, give us Kiz.
That's a good shout.
Like I could see a world where Kiz pairs back up with Hydra, grab Sal Hydra Kiz. I'm not saying I advocate for it. I think I would rather have Envoy, but like grab Sal what Kiz can do to him in the champs finals.
Yeah.
I just won with them multiple times. So like maybe something like that happens, and I mean that team is looking for somebody to really do the dirty work. Envoy would do that as well, but I
Mhm.
don't know, just
Yeah.
spitballing ideas.
Yeah. I mean, definitely.
Yeah. All right, you got anything else before we wrap this one up? That was pretty much all I wanted to do is random roster mania talk.
No, just waiting for these rosters to, confirm some players and, let the domino fall.
Yeah, like these big teams need to just give us something.
Yep.
They
Put
need to
out a
give
little
us,
tweet.
yeah, give us anything. Like I mean, the big one is probably Celium when that announcement
Oh yeah.
Um, but that's gonna do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. If you're on the audio platforms, drop a follow, drop a 5-star review. We appreciate all you guys watching. Drop your roster predictions down below. Obviously, like we know the Celium one probably roughly confirmed. But other than that, there isn't a whole lot out there that's like set in stone. There are some rumors, this guy could go here, this guy could go here, but drop, what you think's gonna happen, maybe a roster you want to see. I wish we could have just done the rosters that I want to see because I would have made a lot of changes to some of these teams that kept players.
Yeah.
Um, but drop your whoever your team is, comment it down below. My team is Surge, my team is Optic, and this is the roster I want to see. Maybe maybe keep it realistic because like I don't think that the Royal Ravens are going to get a BZ and Kenny and Draza and all those guys, but uh, let's see what rosters you guys come up with. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.